Warning, don't watch this cooking video if you have an addictive personality. You won't be able to stop eating this stuff, really.
Well, Merry Christmas. It's one of my favorite times of year, and when I think of Christmas and cooking and Mama Mable, I think of peanut brittle. That was a staple. We had peanut brittle almost every day during December when we were kids back in Caddo County, Oklahoma. Caddo County, Oklahoma, a big crop of Spanish peanuts. They grew them everywhere, and it attracted millions and millions and millions of crows. Crows came from all over Canada and everywhere to eat Anadarko, Caddo County peanuts. As a kid, I even got paid about $1 to go out with my 20 gauge shotgun and sit in the middle of a peanut field and shoot my gun at a crow every now and then. Now, Spanish peanuts are a big crop in Oklahoma, but they're hard to find. But I found if you go to some, hippie stores like Sprouts or maybe even Whole Foods, you can find raw Spanish peanuts. That's the only thing that really works good with this. Anything other than that, it's a compromise. I've tried making these with Virginia peanuts. Virginia peanuts don't hold a candle to Oklahoma peanuts. Peanut brittle could be considered Oklahoma toffee or a poor man's toffee. When you don't have much, but you got peanuts and syrup and water, you can make some mighty delicious stuff. Peanut brittle, I have to tell you, this is a very simple recipe, but you have to follow it carefully because you can screw up. So everything is ready to go here. When you get in the heat of battle with this stuff, you can't be looking for this, looking for that, or whatever. So I have everything all laid out here. Let me tell you the basic ingredients now from my mother's recipe book. Number 1, 3 cups of white sugar, 1 1/3 cup of Karo over here, 1/2 cup of water, got that right here, and 3 cups of raw Spanish peanuts. Raw peanuts, because they're going to cook when we get them in the pot here in a little bit. And then 3 teaspoons of butter and 2.5 teaspoons of baking soda. Here, yep, baking soda, you got it. And over here we've got a teaspoon of vanilla. Now I'm very particular about my vanilla. I use Rodelle vanilla. Did you know that Rodelle makes 80% of the vanilla in the United States? Processes it right here in Fort Collins, and you can buy Rodelle vanilla at Costco. Rodelle vanilla at Costco is grade 1. There are 5 grades of vanilla. Grade 1 is the best. Now, to begin with, we've got our ingredients organized here, and we're going to mix the water in here and the sugar. All right. And the Karo. All right, so Karo is also known as kind of light corn syrup. So let's get all of that going here in there. Now let's got a little whisker here, and let's just kind of mix it together. There you go. And we're going to put the vanilla and the peanuts that are coming in later. All right, let's transfer this over to a nice medium hot flame because we're going to boil this stuff here. And let's get it going now. You got to watch this stuff. I mean, you really got to watch this stuff. This is dangerous. When you're making peanut brittle or a lot of kind of candy, there's 3 things that you don't want to do. Number 1, Christmas time, and maybe you'd like to have a little Colorado tin cup here, but I gotta tell you something. This is like drinking and driving. You don't want to be drinking and messing with this stuff. You could hurt yourself bad. Number 2 is, this is not a time for texting. You lose attention. This stuff gets ugly. No texting. No whiskey, no texting. And number 3, if you think that you can get away with reading something, then don't do that, because you start reading around this stuff and you can see it's already starting to boil a little bit. Get those bugs up right there. So no texting, no whiskey, and no reading or something. This looks pretty interesting, I gotta be honest over here. Space aliens invade the White House. Yeah. So let's keep stirring over here. I have a great wooden spoon I bought in Hawaii. I like this big spoon. See how it's starting to get going here? Now, we're going to stir this, and I've noticed here I have a bottle of water, cold water, and eventually the way we're going to know this is ready to go is we're going to drip this out, and when it starts getting real sticky and dripping right here, okay, see that? Then we'll put it in this water, and then when it gets in the water, you can snap it. When it snaps, it's ready to go. Then we'll put the peanuts and the baking soda and the vanilla in and the butter. Also, I might add, in preparation, I have do this in advance in preparation. I have a cookie sheet here, just lathered in butter. I mean, real butter on here, and that's what we're going to pour this onto. So you can't put too much butter. Of course, that'll add a little flavor to the bottom. Another thing that's very important when you make peanut brittle is that you have a pan with a handle. Now, this particular handle here will not transfer heat, but if you don't have that, then you need to have a hot pad ready to go here. The reason is, when we start pouring this stuff, you need your hands. You take two hands with a big old pot and do this, you might spill it on yourself. Trust me, you do not want to spill this stuff on yourself. It's going to ruin Christmas. Can't do it. Remember, kind of a boring time right now while that syrup gets cooking, but don't do this when you're cooking. No drinking when you're driving, and no drinking when you're making peanut brittle. All right, now we're getting real frothy here. Boy, you got to keep stirring. Starting to thicken up a little. Now, look at this stuff boiling here. Can you imagine? You see why you don't want to spill this on you, why you must stay sober when you do this. Still kind of good. Still start stringing here in a minute. You just got to keep boiling. Now, see how this is starting to get a little brown right here? That's good. Kind of get a little impatient here doing this, but you just got to keep it going until we get that nice snap when we put it in the water. Put it in before that, it's going to get chewy, and it's already not denture friendly, but it's really going to be denture unfriendly if you put this chewy stuff in there. Now watch, we'll put a little of this in, and I'm going to reach down in there and grab it, and it snaps. It's ready to go. Now we're going to put in the 3 cups of peanuts, and we're going to just keep stirring here until these peanuts get nice and golden brown. Now here, you've got to keep stirring. You can't walk away from this stuff. I found that a big, thick spoon, like this spoon that I have from Hawaii, is really good for this. You can hang on to it. It's not going to bend and break on you. All right, let's move this over to the hot pad here. And now we're going to add the butter, the Rodelle vanilla in here, and give that a little stir. That butter, hear that sizzle? That's good. And now for the coup de grace, baking soda. Watch this stuff start foaming. And that's what's going to put a lot of air bubbles in this. Look at that. Look at that. See how that's just getting nice and foamy? That is exactly what you want. Look at that. See? Foam. That's that baking soda in there. Okay? Okay, once we have that ready, we now take our buttered cooking sheet here, and this, we're just going to pour it on. Look at that, guys. Is that looking good or what? Now we're going to just spread this around a little, and in the winter time, you could also take this outside and let it sit for a while. It'll cool down a little quicker. Now, I've had this outside for a few minutes, and it's cooled down quicker. So the next thing, you can take this stuff, you want to thin it out a little, that's okay. Just kind of pull it out over the edge of the pan here, like such. There's nothing wrong with that. Still a little warm, but it's nice and stretchy now as it cools down. Won't be long, and it's going to get really brittle, and it's just going to break into pieces. Man, I can't wait. Look at that. Beautiful golden color. Roasted Spanish peanuts from Caddo County, Oklahoma. Okay, it's been a while now, and look how this just breaks up into pieces. See that? That's peanut brittle. So we have a nice little can. If you're going to make this stuff, pass it out for Christmas. Let's put it in here, make it look good. We'll just break it up pieces. It'll just kind of fun to do. Maybe you need a little spatula here. These little pieces are real good. Brings back memories of Oklahoma. Well, there you have it, guys. Oklahoma peanut brittle. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Pack that up and bring it to your friends. Remember, take it out to the golf course. It's just great. Well, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays from Mama Mable's boy. An old oaky treat for Christmas. It just doesn't get any better. Adios and yum yum. Bon appetit, partner.